Bay 13 is now available for loading. I repeat, Bay 13 now available for loading.
Maintenance, please report to Bay 17. Maintenance, please report to Bay 17.
Hello. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday if you celebrate. Ooh, wow, I just peaked like crazy. Happy Friday if you celebrate it. Happy Easter. What's up, Rez? We're going Easter. Today's not Easter. Oh my God. Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. I don't know where I got Easter from. What's up, Resquins? How are you doing? We'll go live on Instagram here. Oh, let's see. Yeah, so if you guys are celebrating Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day. If not, welcome to the stream. Go live. Go live. Yeah, we're doing art. We doing art. Come on now. You should know this not by now, TikTok. Oh, shoot. Can I change the name of that? I can't. End life. Crap. Hold on. Go live. Texturing tank treads in substance. In 3D, because I can't have a long title. Go live. Okay, that should be better. Alright, there we go. Now I'm live. Beautiful. Hi, everybody. Welcome on in. Oh, what is up, Adishvar? Is it Adishvar? How are you? Alright. I think I got everything. Happy Easter. I don't know why I said Easter. I'm sorry. Okay. Hi, everybody. So, I'll correct my mistake. Happy Valentine's Day if you're celebrating. If you're not celebrating, happy Friday. I get to celebrate tomorrow, so that's cool. Hello, what's up, Mersing? Rustiquence, how you doing, man? Alright, so we're working on the tank treads. So, I have been painstakingly... Why am I not clicking? Uh-oh. Whoa. What just happened? What just happened? Exit. What? Oh, I entered the... Oh. My bad. There we go. Okay. Let's turn that off. So, I have been going through and adding damage to the treads. I was going to start on that one, but I'm going to wait until kind of the end of stream because it's kind of boring to watch. It's Saturday where I'm at. Well, then happy Saturday. But here's where we're at so far. It's coming along. It's getting better. I had some issues with baking early on, but I think I've got those all solved and figured out now. So now I'm basically just kind of going through and adding details and working on some custom texturing, and we're going to spend some time on the sprocket wheel today. I want to dirty up these pistons. So we got some work to do for sure, but it's coming along. Okay. As always, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask them. I don't mind answering them. Let's just go ahead and get started. If you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure you like the stream. It does help. And then, yeah, again, questions, answers, whatever. Ask them. Send them my way. I'm just going to be working along here, so. I think, let's see, is it this one? I need to figure out which suspension it is. I think it's, no, it's not this one. Wrong one. It's the other suspension. It's this one. Why is Substance chugging so much right now? Wait, did everything load at 4K? No. Weird. Okay. Whatever. Alright, so first things first, I want to add some kind of like oil grunge to this. So just some like general grease buildup. So that's what we're gonna do. We actually need to change this one a little bit. I think this needs to go up here. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna get rid of metallic on this. We're gonna get rid of height, and we're gonna get rid of normal. And we're gonna go to our paint mode. Can you show me real quick how to draw a straight line with the pen tool? So you can't really draw a straight line with the pen tool. Like you can do point to point. But what you need to do is when you're trying to get your lines like straight and locked off, double click the points as you're drawing along. And then as you create more points and you double click them, it's going to straighten the lines out. It's usually how I do it. There might be a better way, but that's usually how I do it. Okay. So we definitely want to build up. I had to delete a whole bunch of stuff on this because I had to rebake it basically. But that's all right. So why? Let's see. Why is that not working? It's visible. Let's create a fill layer on top of it real quick. Oh, that's why. I see what I did. Is it this one? It is track suspension. I was on the right one. I was just wrong. Alright. Steel painted clear coat, steel sprocket. Here we go. Alright, that's what I wanted. Okay. That should give me a nice clean result. Wow, I don't know why Substance is chugging so hard today. Okay. Well, it's working now, so. Maybe because I haven't used it at all today. My drawing tablet is bouncing. That's not gonna be allowed. Okay. Hey, thank you for the likes on TikTok. I appreciate that. Hi, for ad details, how much polygons do you need? Is it possible on Nomad Sculpt? Yeah, you can do that stuff on Nomad. You just have to be careful because like Nomad's limited to like how strong your tablet is, so that'll be something you kind of have to figure out. But you don't need like, you don't necessarily like. It depends, right? So if you're doing a character, you do need those high polygon counts in order to get those like really fine details, but eventually you're going to export those as a map. So as long as you can do those at the end of your project and then just like really up-res it, get those details in, get them exported, and then drop it down a little bit, you can generally kind of work around it that way. That's one way I've seen people do it. But otherwise, focus on using texture maps to pull that extra detail out. Mickey, yes, hi. What's up? Is it low to high backed already? No, I'm not doing low to high. I just do high. Because I'm making God of War. Hold on. What do we got? Yeah, modular environments are fine for a portfolio. Just make sure that you make most of the assets. A lot of times people will just like buy a bunch of stuff and put it together. And unless you're specifically going for like layout artists or something like that, that's not generally the best idea. So just be careful with how you're kind of handling that one. Street Gamer, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. I'm sorry. I appreciate that. Okay, normally I work a high poly, 3 million polygons, and then after I bake. Yeah, that's probably fine. It always also just depends on the project. I don't know why it's chugging so bad. Taking around 30 assets to create that environment, is it too much? No. Some environments have hundreds of thousands of assets, so just, give yourself a budget to work with and then work with it, Let's see. I'm an artist 3D newbie. You feedback me. If you would like to get some feedback, join our Discord and post your work. I can take a look at it. You can join in the Discord in the link in my bio. One frame it is only. Yeah, I mean 30 shouldn't be bad. Like, it just depends. Like, it really does depend on like what it is you're trying to build. So, no problem. I love your work. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. How did you find me by chance? Was it on Instagram? I'm always curious. So right now I'm just focusing on like these areas where like dirt and oil would be building up. Because they are important details to have. Increase my flow a little bit there. It's 3 o'clock where I live. Sadly, I never really see your streams live. I live in the Netherlands. Oh, okay, gotcha. I have a buddy in the Netherlands. Substance spinner, yes. That's really cool. Well, I'm sorry you can't usually catch the lives. I'm going to try to do more Saturday streams so I can do them earlier so people in other countries can see them, because I know that's one of the bigger complaints is that people can't see the streams when I normally do them, just because like the time works for me but not so much everybody else. Okay. Sweet. Let's see. Will work doing 3D just in free time and get enough skills to get a job, or do you need to keep working hard? Because I'm doing from 2 years, but I improve very slowly. So it's definitely important to focus on like constantly improving your skills, because the reality is you're competing against everyone else for these jobs. So when it comes to it, like you do need to work really hard for a while before you actually get yourself into that industry, and then you kind of cement yourself in there. That's one of the biggest things that deters a lot of artists, is that they don't want to spend that amount of time, because they're like, oh, I did my time in college and I should be done now. But the reality is you got to keep working at this stuff. Even when you're like working in the industry, you should still be practicing outside of work, because like the reality is like this is a skill that you have to kind of continue, otherwise you get rusty on things. That's just my 2 cents on that, though. That's generally how I handle things. Like I practice daily, except for like maybe once a week. That's one of the bigger things that a lot of people don't realize, is that like you don't really ever get to stop. You should always work on improving your skills no matter what. Okay. What's up, Behaves? How are you? Yeah, it's always important to just practice, guys. Like that's the reality. You got to remember you are competing against people for jobs, and like especially when there aren't very many, like you want to make sure you're on the top of your game. All right, I'm gonna turn off track pads and tread pads, because I want to just focus on the sprockets here. And I just realized that these aren't stacked, so I'm gonna have to do the same thing on the other side. And then what I want to do that position jitter always kind of jacks it up. Alright, so that's underneath that. So I'm going to go to this fill layer. Ah, I see now. I see what I did wrong. Alright, well, we're going to clear that. Sometimes I stop doing because nobody cares, but I know it's my fault. No, it's not your fault. People do care. It just takes some time to like, especially if you're talking about like posting to social media. Like people care. Like people want to see your stuff. People want to see your work. It's just you just got to find your group of people. Eventually, you will. But the big important thing about like art is you need to care for yourself before you expect others to care for you, like to care about your work for you, because a lot of artists will give up because they're not getting the attention that they want to for the stuff that they're doing. But the reality is that like if you care about what you're doing, and if you care about the work that you're doing, that's what matters. So if you're maybe doing stuff that you don't necessarily care about, maybe find a way to change that, find a way to like make that a little bit better. But the reality is you got to care about you first. So are you streaming to YouTube also? I am, yes. How to choose a project? Like I always choose something which is more hard and time taking. it's kind of up to like your own personal, I want to say like your personal like workload. For instance, this project, I didn't expect this to take nearly as long as it's taking. But I was kind of prepared for a larger project. When it comes to stuff for like quick practice sessions or like learning sessions, I'd pick small objects like tools. What else could you do? Accessories for things like weapons and things like that. Like those little projects where you can spend a lot of time and you can make things really, really great. Those are awesome for learning. And so find things that are a little bit more simplified and then spend the time on those instead of trying to take on big, massive projects. Oh, hey brother, do you look at any concepts when you do edgeware? Yes, usually. I haven't touched this up at all, so this is just using the default substance one, but generally I will actually go through and like clean a lot of this up. Channel name is the same name, Cryptic Visionary. Merry Christmas, Blazing Man. Why is it Christmas? Tobiah, how are you? Oh, you saw the Easter comment. I accidentally said Happy Easter, not Happy Valentine's Day. You know. I screwed up, okay? That's, that UV got a little jacked up, which is fine. It's not the end of the world, but... I don't like that brush. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Thankfully, most of these are hidden, but definitely want to kind of provide that like grease that would be going around the traction. Finally, texturing. Yes. Yeah, it's, here, I'll show you guys what it kind of looks like here. So we are getting there. It's coming along. Most of this is still using default substance materials just because I haven't been able to actually work on it. Which is frustrating because I'm at the fun part and I haven't had time to work on it. I just did a full course on Substance Painter, Substance Master, and I loved it. Nice, that's cool. Who does that one? Is that through like Flip Normals or something? Try to move my mic up here, maybe. What kind of 3D artist are you? Like, which style do you choose? Character, hard surfaces? I hope you understand. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm technically a hard surface modeler, is what I generally do. That's what I do mostly on the internet, anyway. I am working my way towards being more of a generalist, though. So I'm working on things outside of this, like sculpting, animation, visual effects, simulation stuff. So I kind of do everything, and then I try to take what I learn and then teach it back to people so they can have a better way to learn that stuff than like having to go through the internet and dig it all up. Let me look it up. Okay, cool. I'm not super hyper concerned with the inside of these, actually. I'm going to go ahead and leave them alone, because you're never going to see them. You're honestly probably never going to see these either, but I'd rather have them textured than not, like, need them textured. I kind of want to make this, like, shiny, though. Like, actual grease. So let's kind of play with this material for a second here. Yeah. Just a little bit of a, like, an actual shine to it. I think will be really nice. What's up, Barrage? How are you? Bogdan, let's see. What do you think about people that say that AI will replace IT programmers, graphic designers, etc.? And hello. So, I think they're silly. And I think we're starting to see companies try to experiment with that idea, and I think it's going to flop hilariously bad. Because the reality is that a lot of people don't realize, like, AI is kind of just meant to tell you things. It just kind of spits information out. It doesn't really problem solve for you. So replacing your problem solvers with a computer that doesn't really problem solve is a very stupid idea. But you have all these executives who are super, super excited to replace workers and save money and blah, blah, blah. So it's going to happen for a little while. I think it's going to be, unfortunately, like a rough time. But I don't think it's going to last very long. And I say that as somebody who works in IT, so. Because we've tried to use AI to automate stuff for us, and it's usually really bad. Okay. Let's turn everything back on. My opinion, AI is only an instrument for help. Yeah, I mean, it's a great, honestly, like, AI is one of the best search functions ever made because it's actually capable of finding information instead of just hoping somebody used SEO properly. So that's cool. Like, that's awesome. But it's not going to replace people. And I think companies that try to replace people are going to be in for a rude awakening. Thankfully, most of the companies that have done it so far are ones that people already hate, so you can kind of see how that's going to go anyway. So, I don't know. I tend to not dread it too much. Because, like, what's the point? You know, I'm just doing me. No, I want, where am I? Where's my dirt? Oh, here it is. Nope. Don't. I like changing flow. Add a link to the course I did for Substance Painter above. Why can't I see it? Did YouTube block it? Hold on. I bet you they did. What the hell? Huh. operation activity. Will be shown. That's great. I don't know if that does that back. That's weird. I can't see it. Yeah, I don't know why I can't see that, Tobiah. What hard surface model should I make for my portfolio? I just can't decide, though. Maybe a tank or a gun. Robotics. Choose what you think you can take on. I can tell you, had I taken this on a year ago, I probably would have given up because this has been an absolute nightmare. So I don't recommend tanks. Unless you're really, like, down for the struggle. Definitely choose something that's a little bit more, like, simpler to do. Or if you do a tank, just don't do one as complex. Make sure you find ways to, like, limit the amount of geometry you have to create. But robots are also always cool. I'm thinking about doing a robot next. Like a simple robot, something fun. Maybe something a little stylized. What's up, Michael Stryker? Hey, KC Schiffel, thank you. There we go. I added in plain text. Does that work? Oh, look for substance course, master course, substance tutorials should be the first thing. Okay, cool. I'll check that out. Finally back. Welcome back, man. Maybe a car. I typed that 2 times. A car would be cool. Cars are just a little difficult. I personally haven't even done a car yet just because, like, I don't want to deal with the edge flow. I need to do one eventually. I did a Jeep a long time ago, but that was a long time ago. Are you going to save right now? Yes, cars are tough from scratch. Let me pull up my pure ref real quick. Let's see. Open recent tank. You know what I don't have? I don't have like any. What is it? Is it control? There we go. Okay. I don't have any like reference for the treads. Let me pull some reference real quick. Tank, treads. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Okay. Images. I want. Let's see. Copy image. Let's go. Paste right here. Oh, that's tiny. Let's see. Copy image. Paste. I'm just going to grab a bunch of images so I can figure out kind of like what I want to do. Oh, there's a good one. And this is generally what I'll do. So like when I'm texturing, if I find like I'm kind of hitting a wall, I'll just go grab a bunch of like reference. Dust looks like it's going to be a big one here. I don't necessarily want to play too much into the rust aspect of it because I don't want this thing that rusty. But just some ideas. I think that's probably okay. Oh, here's one more. I love all of these images with all of the stupid lines and stuff through them. Like, I get that you're trying to protect your product and everything, but I just want to see what the picture looks like. Alright, cool. So that's pretty dirty, but I like the edge wear on this. I also like that it's not super dense, so I think that's something I need to focus on, is kind of reducing the density of the edge wear on here. This paint is fine for that, but everything else needs to be kind of pulled back a bit. Car modeling teaches you cool modeling tricks. Most modeling a car is mostly doing a good shading. Yes, that's absolutely true. Not just dust if there's snow. Could be snow. Could be snow. I'm not going to add snow and texture, though. Any snow I do is going to be Bifrost generated or just kind of like placed. Because this will actually be in snow. Okay, so let's see. I did a lot of work on these links, these tread links. But I do think we need to add some like texture in here. So let's go here. I'm thinking I'm just gonna do like a dust past. Let's see. So we'll go. See how this works. Black mask. Use this dirt spots brush. We'll see how this works. Just around areas that dust is going to build up. Thankfully, I only have to do this on 2 of these links because they're all stacked UVs, so not super stressed about it. Let's see how that looks. I kind of don't like that color, though. Let's see. So we're going to turn roughness. Roughness I want. Metallic I don't want. So that makes a pretty big difference. Height I don't care about. Normal I don't care about. Really, it's just roughness. Okay. So we'll try that out. Why don't you use smart? So I do use them occasionally, but as I like telling people, like I enjoy manually texturing. Like I enjoy painting on my model and getting custom with it. So in some cases I will use masks, and in a lot of this I did. But in a lot of other cases, like I'm not going to use them just because I do enjoy going through and actually manually painting myself. That's just a personal thing. Spend 32 hours UVing something, and the last thing you want to do is go do it again. So, you know, I like to take my time with my textures. The other reality is like when I do end up like doing work or whatever for a studio or something like that, I will have to do that. So like losing that creative freedom, not really looking forward to it. So I enjoy what I have, what I can. How many texture sets do you have on this tank? So this tank has 24. 23 technically, because 24 is empty, but 23, yes. All right. So I think that actually took care of basically all of them. Yeah, it kind of did. All right, cool. Nice thing is these UVs are stacked, so I don't really have to like stress too much about redoing them or like doing every single link, because that would be a tremendous waste of time. Dirty these up a little bit. I don't know. Let's see what adding a little bit of height does to this. You know, I'm not necessarily mad about that. I might actually do that. Big problem I find with just painting is that the brush pattern just starts to look the same. Yeah, that's kind of something that you have to kind of work through and figure out, like, when you're kind of like making that mistake, or like when you're like just dragging and drawing all the time, because like part of it is focusing on making sure each one of your strokes is different and has like some sort of actual, like, this is a term that I want to use, not process, but like, you know, you mean to do that, instead of just dragging all over the place. Because like the reality is like, if you're gonna paint something by hand, like, you want to spend the time and make it the way that you want it. Whereas if you're just trying to quickly texture something and throw a bunch of like automated maps on there, that's cool. That's not my goal for this project. Like, I want these textures to be really like personable. So that's why I'm spending that much time on it. If we learn sculpting, then should I start with Mudbox or ZBrush? Mudbox is good if you want to learn like the basics of it. It's just not a great program after that. ZBrush is good if you want to just start, hit the ground running, and go. It's just got a much higher learning curve because that software is a nightmare. So it's honestly, A, what you can afford, and B, like, how badly you want to just get like slapped in the face by the software. Because ZBrush, unfortunately, is one of those ones that just like, it is brutal. Purpose. The word was purpose I was looking for. Just doing a little bit of dust buildup. Just kind of building some character in these areas. So it kind of helps cover up this seam that I have here a little bit. Try not to draw too much attention to it, even though it's so small you'll never see it. Yeah. The other thing too is like when you're texturing by hand like this, find ways to mix up your brushes. So like if you're using like painted dust or whatever, like, you know, switch your brush every once in a while. It makes a load of difference, especially if you feel like you're stagnating a little bit. Just trying to draw a little bit less attention to these. I didn't do any on that one. Again, just looking at these areas where dust is going to build up and then just trying to add a little bit. Making sure our strokes are different. Maybe it builds up a little bit more in areas like that. I do feel like we spend a lot of time in art trying to find the fastest way possible to get things done, and that's not necessarily the best way to get things done. I know, like, in industry-wise, like, that's what they want, but, you know, in your personal projects, why are you doing that to yourself? Okay. So those are much nicer. They just have, like, more of that, like, used look to them now, so that's cool. Brutal is the word. Slowly getting to gripes lately with hard surface, realizing how versatile clip curve and mask can be. Are you talking about your tank? Or just anything you're working on? I'm just trying to make it look cooler, but I don't know where to modify to do so. Wait. Hold on. What happened? Did I miss stuff? I missed stuff. Hold on. Let's see. I like using generators as a base and then painting outwards. Yeah, so I'll do the same thing. Big problem I find with painting is just the brush pattern. I read that. I missed that. Could you check? Oh, take a look at my message on Discord. Yeah, 1 second. ZBrush is for sculptors. Yes. It does have a lot. Yeah, that's true. Like, it does have a lot outside of sculpting that you can do. Like, a lot of people I know do hard surface modeling in ZBrush. I think they're crazy. Tabuzu's experimenting with it. I can't imagine trying to relearn my entire workflow to use for hard surfacing in ZBrush, but some people want to do that, so that's cool. Just in general, a way to work on hard surface assets in ZBrush. Yeah, gotcha. I'm just trying to make it look cooler, but I don't know. Okay, so which message are you talking about, Michael? Let's see. Are you talking in work in progress? Oh, okay, gotcha. Doing project reviews during stream anymore? No. I'm not really doing them anymore, but I will be doing like dedicated streams soon, so we'll have that coming up. Let's see. So you're just trying to make this look cooler. So with this one, so with helmets, layering is kind of like one of your best friends. A lot like the example I sent you earlier. Find ways to add additional pieces. Remember, this doesn't all have to be one part. So you can layer pieces on top of it as long as they look like they kind of close together and work together. When it comes down to this, really your main focus needs to be sharpening up these corners and everything, because like right now your model is looking really like lumpy and kind of roundish. And so you want to sharpen these corners and get it looking really good. So if we pull up like, here, watch. Let's pull up my good old friend. I need a good reference. Let's see. That's a good one. So let's look at this one. So we'll look at Master Chief here. So look at how like you have all of your sharp edges. You have some that are rounded, but even the rounded edges themselves are kind of like flat and like polygonal. So when you're talking about helmets, you want to make sure that your surfaces are staying flat, unless you're going for a really organic look, which I don't know if that's the case with yours, but what I would suggest is looking at how to do things like paneling. So look at adding paneling to your helmet, just different little offshoots that kind of help add this extra detail, because none of this would be one piece if we were modeling this, right? Like this would be a separate piece. This would probably be a plate sitting on top of the main base of the body. You have all of this little intricate detail in here. So look at how you can add details like this and how you can kind of work with your edge flow. And you can start to really kind of shape everything. And it's going to help you kind of get rid of the kind of like lumpiness. Like you're already doing it up here, which is good. So figure out, like with this box here, figure out how to do some more interesting shapes like that too. So maybe down here, do one that's like, I don't know, kind of like just whatever shape that gives you that like additional depth. And I think that'll help you out a lot. But I can tell you right now that you probably should take a look at starting to learn edge flow, because you're working with an object that's going to require edge flow. It's going to really kind of challenge you when it comes to setting this up in a way that your topology actually helps you in your final product, instead of like kind of screwing you over when you go to like say learn UVing or any of that. So I hope that kind of helps. What's up, Z? I'm an okay friend. ZBrush for sculptors, Houdini for 3. Oh, I see what you meant. Okay. I bought a Canvas 16. Ooh, nice. I was looking at Huey on when I got my tablet. I'm actually pretty happy with the XP pen. I haven't had any issues with this thing. So you'll have to let me know how your Huey on works out. Topo. That does. I need to redo a lot of my topology. Yeah, and if you want help with that, let me know. Maybe we can do a little like chat session in Discord. We can kind of work through how to like fix that stuff. Because I promise you, once you learn it, like you'll set your models up like the same way every single time. That way they have good topology and you can UV them really quickly. Oh, okay, so I want to sharpen these cracks up a bit. I'm just like finding things to like look at and do. Trackpads. Alright, so this should be the height for that, I think. Or not? Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, so why is the... Oh, it doubled up on the height. Oh, I see what happened. Okay, that makes sense. Now I understand why that looks that way. Turn off the height. That's better. Look at you. We're going to add a filter. I'm going to go with a sharpen. So that's base. Yeah, there we go. Just a little bit of depth of detail. That way you can just kind of tell like they're cracking, they're breaking apart a little bit. I think I also have some metallic going on with that, so let's turn that off. Okay. Right about there, maybe? Yeah. Oh, let's see. Hopefully it will be an upgrade for my 2012 Wacom in 204. Oh, it should be. Let's see. Mouse sculpting life. Oh, God. You're going to hurt your hands, man. I didn't really believe... I was talking with Jared, because like we were talking about like just like the idea of having a tablet, and he's like, oh, no, it's like a lifesaver for your hands. And I was just like, nah, it's probably not. My God, it is. I'm going to do an iterative save and then probably delete everything but the goggles and the nose and the mouth plate. Kind of start from scratch. Okay, I gotcha. All right. Why save me the pain and time of deleting all the panel lines I've made? Yeah, I mean, it just depends on how you want to kind of control that stuff. So, like, generally, if you don't think the model is, savable, you could just retopo it real quick, which might kind of help you out a little bit more than just deleting and starting over. But go on, if you haven't yet, go on ArtStation. Look at how some people build their helmets and try to take cues from, like, how they're doing it. That's going to help you a lot more. So study like what other people are doing and then try to implement that in your workflow. Back into painting again. Yeah. I know. I don't use my tablet all that much. Like, there's a lot of people trying to get me to use it from Maya. I'm like, no. I refuse. Let's see. I'm having trouble with Substance Painter. Import to Maya, but I'm not done with Maya coloring, but my Substance Painter's textures are good. Mr. Warning, I'm not sure what you mean. Are you saying that your substance textures aren't coming across right? How are you importing them? Because depending on how you're importing them into Maya, you could be, if you're doing it manually, you might be missing the changing a lot of your maps to the raw color space. A lot of people will do that. They'll bring their maps into Maya and they'll just apply them and leave them at that, and they won't switch some of them to raw because like your height map, your metallic map, those need to be set to raw. If you don't set those up that way, you're going to get a lot of issues with your textures, and they're never going to look like they did when they came out of Substance Painter. So that's something to be wary of and to pay attention to. Through Hypershade to work through maps. Okay, so in Maya, do you have the Substance Painter plugin? Because if you do, what you should do is use that to import your materials. It's going to create a base Arnold standard surface material, and it's going to set everything up for you. What I recommend is do it once, go and look at everything that gets changed, and then figure out how to do it yourself. That way you can kind of teach yourself how that workflow works. But generally, some of the maps that you carry over from Substance Painter have some different configurations that you have to set up in Maya, otherwise they won't function properly. Like your metallic and your height map, things like that. Great, bro. Keep going. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And the other stuff I do. Yeah, that's good as long as it feels good. What do you use for organizing references? This is called PureRef. Where'd it go? There it is. So you can download it for free. They do ask that you pay for it. It just depends on if you want to pay for it or not. I paid for it just because like I love the product. But yeah, it's good software. All right. So I'm not super thrilled with these bolts. So let's look at these. You know what it did? It's been a hot freaking minute since I saved. So let's fix that. File, save. I kind of just threw a crappy mask on these and I don't like them anymore. So let's fix that. After this saves. You thought about standard surface for texturing. It's a perfectly good material. Like that's what you should be using. It's kind of like Maya's default or Arnold's default shader. You can take that further and you can do whole shader networks on like manually adjusting everything that you want to, but standard surface is plenty good to get like the results out of it that you want. Like everything in this scene, that was all AI standard surface. So it's a very solid shader. I get that, Michael. I totally get that. Okay. So let's look at these. Because I don't like them. Steel painted clear coat. So that's what we have so far, and I kind of just despise it. So we're going to delete it. And we're going to make a custom kind of shader here. So we're going to do our paint layer, which this is going to be a nice black paint. Let's see, we're going to add a height map. We're just going to do a regular noise. Probably this one. And we're going to crank that thing. $2,600. Beautiful. I love it. It looks like a truffle. All right. Change the balance a little bit just to get those like little clumps of paint. And then from here, I'm going to add a levels. I'm going to go to our height, and we're going to pull this guy down. Is it this? Yeah, it's this one. So we just want to create that like subtle kind of like bumpiness. That's pretty good. Stupid TikTok. Okay, so for those of you who are watching on TikTok, I'm going to say it now because I want it to be said. This will be my last stream on TikTok. I don't like their live streaming platform, and I just don't like the way it works. So if you do watch on TikTok, make sure you join me on one of the other platforms. Let's see. Nice work from India. My hard surface and roll you are, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. What's up, Crix? How are you? Let's see. Cool. Yeah, I've tried with TikTok multiple times, and I'm just kind of done with it. I just want like that subtle. There we go. That's actually kind of nice. Just that subtle bumpiness to it. And let's go ahead and just keep playing with the scale here a little bit. Okay. So I want them initially shiny so we can start tearing them apart. Make it look all pretty first. Okay. So this layer, I believe, is useless now, so I'm going to delete it. And let's go ahead and add an edgeware to this. Where am I? Over here. I'm thinking something pretty rough. Okay, that's decent. Unfortunately, this is going to be the same on every single one of them because they are stacked on top of each other. But it's all right. Such a minute detail. Okay. Let's go to our mask editor. Let's play with this. Go white. It's a little bit too much. Quick question. Do you add a sharpen layer on top of everything at the end? I found that it's a nice trick to add a little extra detail realism. I'll usually add them when I need to. It really just depends on like what's the final look I'm looking for. So like for instance, I have a sharpen on the damage on the tank treads just to kind of like pull that detail out a little bit more and make it look like, you know, these are actually like cracked and decrepit. But I'll use them kind of sparingly, so I won't like throw it on everything usually. Just depends. Okay. Just, let me see here. I really want to like... I know generally these are just kind of like trashed. Maybe I just need to add like another layer to it. Because usually they're just rusty. Let's add another, some sort of mask to it. Let's see. Dust stained. Okay. A little bit of positive. No. No height on that. This one I'll probably put a sharpen on just to kind of sharpen that up a little bit. Depending on, yeah, more than likely, actually. Wonder if it's just because let's change his base color to like a rust. I love your Maya tutorials. Thank you so much, Pixel. I appreciate that. I'm glad you find them useful and you like them. That, okay. Let's pull the height in a little bit because it's a bit too much. And then the metallic needs to come way back. And roughness needs to go way up. We have a little bit of shine in there, but I think that'll actually be kind of better. And I'm going to lighten this rust up because the rust is like really orange. I don't want it that bad. I want it to be kind of like a dry rust, so. Still want to keep that orange, just not as like crazy. Because I think the whole idea for this tank is to have it like used. So like, I don't want it to be pretty shiny, clean sci-fi. I want it to be like beaten up and used. So that's the hope. Okay. Let's see. All right. What do I want to do next? That rust is still popping out too much. There's a balance here that I'm not hitting. That's probably better. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay. All right, next. This rubber on these tires, I don't like it. Oh, and remember, if you guys were watching last time, you remember how I had that weird issue where some of my pads were darker? So, interesting fix for that. As long as you don't rely on it, your ambient occlusion screws that up. So, if you are baking your models and you have stacked UVs, they're going to bake darker because it's looking at that and it's hitting everything with like all the different rays. So, you can actually disable that issue by just turning off your ambient occlusion. So like, yeah, it kind of makes it look like it doesn't make the scene look super awesome, but it at least kind of saves you from dealing with that issue, because that was just like, that was infuriating me. So easy way to fix that if that's what you're looking for. Good to know. I saw that issue. Yes, that's how I fixed it. It's a silly little issue. Nobody's done anything, like nobody's talked about it. So I will make a video about it. Okay, so I think is it this one? No. Let's go ahead and save real quick. Got way too much edge wear on all of this, so all of this is going to have to get cleaned up and just really like refined. That's okay. Okay, so one of these should be, I think it's this one. Yeah. So that's just too different. So I want to kind of play with that. I know I used a dry rubber, but I also know that color can be darker. I do just want to figure out, though, where that dryness is coming from. I think it's just coming from this. No, I have a dirt material on there, so I think it's this one. Yeah. So that's better. It's more rubbery looking, I guess. This is one of those cases where I need to go in here and like add some detail. So we'll probably, in fact, actually, let's do that. Screw it. Let's turn that on. We're going to go up here. We have a height map already, so let's go into our, what is it, the 2D view? 2D, 3D? Pacadamar, hey, what's up? How are you? Alright. Can you toggle AO between generating for individual objects versus all? No. Which is stupid. So you literally have to adjust it that way. The other advice I found was to take the UV shells that you don't want baked and put them over here and just move them out of the way. And I'm like, that is the worst solution I have ever heard, because not only is that probably not going to work for the baking process, you're just creating more UV tiles to deal with. So that's the only thing I found that works. Substance doesn't natively have a way to just like turn off stacking, which is stupid. Yeah, it's so dumb. Alright, so I've done blocking, so now it looks like the helmet from Minecraft. Every block will be some sort of different piece. Did you post a picture of it? Oh, okay. So, I don't know if I would block it that way, if I'm going to be honest with you. Just because I feel like you're creating more work for yourself than you are like actually kind of like setting yourself up. What I would do is block out your base shape, kind of like what you did, right? Like you had your initial shape and then add sub shapes on top of it that are shaped a little bit. I'm saying shape so much. But you know, you set up your sub shapes and you kind of layer them on top and then build on top of that. I wish I had a helmet that I could show you, but I've actually never modeled one myself, so yeah. Advice is going to be a little hard there. But I like that you're blocking things out. I don't know if I would go that dense with a block out. Just for visual reference. Okay, cool. Cubist sculpture, go burr. Okay. Alright, what is it doing? Something. Oh yes, destroying rubber. Okay, so we have our height map. Actually, I'm going to create a new one because I don't want to fill that. So we're going to do tire pad damage. Sure. Let's take the height. I'm going to do lower. Go to my brushes. Excuse you. Alright, and cracks. This is the one I was using for the tank treads, and it was working pretty well. But why? Did I... Okay, no color. Just normal. I'm on the right thing. But why? Oh, That's why. Yep, that's why. All right, cool. Oh, why? I love how this randomizes. This is actually one of my new favorite brushes. That might be a bit much. Looks really good in UV view, but not so much in viewport. Okay. Which one was that I just did? Was it this one? Find me. Nope. This one? Which one are you? Oh, for God's sake. There it is. Okay. That's the other issue, is it touches that. So, my music just stopped. Hey, it's been a minute. How you doing, man? Animated Run. I'm doing good. How are you? Music. Let's go to Discover. See what Epidemic has today. Okay. Yeah, it's good to see you, man. All right. Well, damn. All right. Oh, no. I'm not going to use those cubes. Okay. I see what you're doing. Okay. So I can kind of just look at it. I got you. Okay. I thought you were going to like model into those cubes, and I'm like, bro, you're going to hate yourself after doing that. That's good. Oh, no. I can't make my brush go any smaller? Don't tell me that. Okay. So ideally... What am I doing? That's not even the one I wanted. It's this one. I feel like that's too... It's too big. This song is sick. That's also really low resolution. What's up, Zach? How you doing? Doing good. Nice. Hope you've had a good week so far. That's a sick song. I don't like that one. How you doing, Zach? You know, I guess I realized... oh, no. JK. I've got it right here. Ooh. Oh, that's that feeling that you haven't drinking enough water in a day? Your body's just like, ooh, yeah, all right. So, let me think. Let's see. I kind of like... Let's increase spacing, see what that does. No. I have like a really fine line between... Like, from far away, that looks fine. Alright, this'll work. I think what I'll end up doing is just shift to... Yeah. So let's take a look at this, and let's add a sharpen to it. Sharpen's a nice way to cheat a little bit when it comes to having lower resolution UV tiles, so let's see if this works. And it's not going to help all that much. So I can go up a little bit, but not a whole lot. Let's play with the height too. That's probably better. Just to kind of show that damage, and we'll go and like add chunks Started a driving lesson and haven't crashed yet. Well, that's good. I hope that continues for you. Starting driving was terrifying for me. I was one of the... So, you know how you guys like always see those movies or TV shows where like the kid's learning how to drive and a bee flies in the car and like scares everybody? That actually happened to me. And I was fine, but my instructor panicked and jumped out of the car. So it's really funny. That's always my favorite driving school story. Let's see. Is there a way in Blender to make something straight between two lines? It's kind of a pain to make things straight because all I can do is straighten things along X and Y's using scale. Oh, that's a good question. He would be the one to know. Not me. For sure. I think this is going to work. Yeah, that at least gives them a little bit more character. I'm going to try to finish these off tonight so I can start texturing the tank itself on probably Monday, hopefully. I guess we'll see how Monday goes. Great new fear unlocked. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I'm not afraid of bees though, so I'm like, eh. Plus, you're doing it in winter, so I feel like you're probably safe. Mine was like dead of summer. Actually, it might have been like early spring, but like whatever it was, the bees were out. And they were out for vengeance. And then I'm going to try also to get everything kind of linked up. So the bottom of the tracks needs to have some rubber added to it as well. So we'll do that next. Okay, so that's pretty solid. I'm going to go ahead and add some dirt to this. So the way that I like to do dirt when I'm doing stuff like this is I will actually just take that mask that I just did, and really actually I can just duplicate the entire layer. So you can duplicate the layer, go back in here, add some color, and you can see how we get that white already. So we're going to go ahead and add some dust and grime. And then that's kind of all taken care of for you, so I don't really have to do anything else with it. But that looks pretty solid. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at the bottom of these trackpads. I'm going to go ahead and save real quick, because that was actually quite a bit of work. I really like your videos, man. Thank you, Grapher Boy. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy them. Yeah, it's a good thing I'm learning in the winter because it's like 0 to 3 degrees in the UK. Oh, man. At least you guys are getting cold. We got warm again. Stupid stuff. It's been like 70 almost outside. I'm like, this is not normal. Alright. Epidemic's doing some good music tonight. Hell yeah. Oh, and then there's weird lyrics. I like it. It's great. Need more music on this platform anyway. Okay, so down here now, these have this really ugly base material that needs to be adjusted. So we're going to go to our trackpads. Okay. So I'm fairly certain. Let me see. I think this is the one. Just want to make sure I use the right one. Yeah. That's it. All right. So let's locate the UV, because I know that one's doubled up. Or like quadrupled up. Yeah, it's over here. So it should be these two. Rubber pads. What happened? Wait a minute. Plastic rubber. Here it is. Okay. We're going to... I don't know if it's because they're being overridden. Something's overriding those, and I don't know why. Let's do this. Hold on. Okay. Fine. Stupid, but alright. I don't really care, I guess, as long as I get the look I'm going for. There we go. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Alright, so from here, we're going to fill layer. Call this damage. Black mask. Cool. Same thing here. We're just doing height and normal. Whoop. Okay, and then we're going to paint these. Because that just looks terrible. Did you use anchor points before? They're so cool. I learned about the tool recently. Yeah, there's a couple of pieces on here that I'm using anchor points, and they're really nice. Where are you located? I'm in New Mexico. The one that's in the United States, not the one that's outside the United States. The new one. So I want the cracks on like the main stress points. Oh god. Come on. Okay. So that adds a little bit of flavor in there, and then we'll do this one. Do just a little bit of different damage on this one. That way it's not super similar. But you can see how just adding that little bit of like normal adds so much detail and just makes them look so much better. And we'll do the same thing. We're going to sharpen this one up. Sharpen. And then we will take this whole thing and duplicate it. Damage copy 1. Turn on the color. And a little bit of mud. Just to give that little pop of color down in there. And I just realized I need to actually disable that dual height map because I didn't do that on the other one. No height. There we go. No normal, just roughness. Okay, let's see. Close that. did I put that damage? Oh, there it is. Nope, I'm in the wrong freaking thing. Hold on. I was like, why am I not seeing this? Because that's my dust layer. There we go. Turn off the height. That's better. Turn off the normal. Roughness. That's a good idea, Resequence. Save. I feel like there's so much to do to these things. Okay. Alright, let's think about this. So, actually, what time? It's 8:30? Yeah, good. We got time. I want to paint these. So these are going to be black. So we're going to do a... Okay. Start making this kind of stand out a little bit. Let's go to my alphas. I should have one that's semi-close to that. That one might be a little bit closer. Wish we could adjust the thickness on that. But you can't. I just want like an easy, like, just pop it on there. But I'm not going to get that, I don't think. I need, like, way thinner than this. I guess what I could do... What if I invert that one? So, let's see. Here's an idea. So I know that I did that. So I'm going to invert my brush. Turn that off, turn that off. That was the end of that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but would it not be better to add the damage procedurally alongside some areas of lighter color on the rubber to indicate wear, similar to what's seen on car tires? Yeah, so on these ones, probably, and this probably won't be like the finished like amount of wear, but I wanted to basically see what I could get away with there. So I'll probably end up going back and adjusting that a little bit more, because like it is going to naturally wear more on the sides. But the other thing is too, if we look at like, I know I have one here somewhere. You can just kind of see like they just generally get torn the hell up. So not necessarily super duper worried. Probably have way too much damage on them, honestly, looking at like this concept here. But yeah, I'll probably keep tweaking it, more than likely. Let's see. And then I want to invert my brush. Are you able to invert the brush? Pretty sure you are. Oh, God, TikTok. Oh, my music stopped. Hold on. There we go. Okay. It's actually kind of funny because like usually what I'll do is I'll texture on stream and I'll get to a point, and then when I get off stream, I'll end up reverting a lot of the stuff I did. So it's a process. I know there's a way you can invert this. I suppose if I do this... There should be no opacity to that. That's weird. Is that the right one? Yeah, it is. Why is that showing up so... Stroke opacity is fine. It's like that should not be... See if my idea is even going to work. Doesn't appear to be. Because like that's nice, but could you add a paint layer and then use levels to invert the paint layer, or is it an easier? That's a good idea. Actually, I didn't think about doing that. Hold on, let's find out. That is a good point. Invert. Yes, but no. That was a good idea, though. Ah, damn. Alright, I just need to not be lazy. That's really what this is coming down to. I'm pretty sure I have another one in here, though, that might work. Or really, honestly, screw it. Hold on. We'll just do a basic soft brush, and I'll just do it. It's manual, but I don't feel like researching how to do this. Just to do that. Oh, close the chat. Oops. Hold up. There we go. Sorry, Mr. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to... Yeah, the normal detail is large right now. I haven't adjusted everything yet. Looks fine from far away. It's just a little bit too crazy right now. Oh, shit. Wow. All right. How did that happen? Hold up. just erase that. Okay. This will apply across to the other ones, so I'm not going to go through and do them. Cool. All right. Just a little pop of detail. Cool. Pratyesh, hello. How are you? Okay, so really do wish I had more texel density there, but I don't, unfortunately. This, though, there's way too much damage here, so that's the next thing that needs to kind of go. So let's get rid of that. Which one did I use for that? I think it's this one. Yep, it's that one. Okay, so the edges. There's way too much edge wear on this. Honestly, I don't really need that. These would be better off kind of like painted steel anyway, so I might do something different with that. Not sure what I want to do with that yet, but leave that off. That's fine. The surface details. Okay, I see what's going on there. So that's what's causing all of that. We'll leave that for now, and then I'll figure out what I want to do with that later. But that at least takes care of the chunky looking edge wear on that. I do think I'm going to do... Let's do this. I'm going to turn that off for right now. And we're going to go with like a painted metal. Let's see how that turns out. Okay. That also got put over everything else, so let's move it down here. I do think I'll keep that. I need to adjust my... For a question, your orange choice in the previous live, but now looking at it looks good. Might even look better with the whole model is pieced together. Yeah, I don't know. I like doing pops of color like that every once in a while just to show like a little bit of like, I don't know. It felt right. I might lighten it up a little bit, but I was thinking kind of like farm equipment almost. So we'll see. I don't know. I like it though. I do think those tires look better like this. I just think, again, the edge wear is just a little bit much. Just gotta find which one it is. It's that one. Grind scratches. So I don't really... I want that, but like... not nearly as much. Just a little bit of damage there. And then this one, that's fine. This mask editor is the one I need to adjust. Okay. Just kind of pull that back a little bit. This though, let's see. Nice thing is that even though I did that to that fill layer, I can just go in here. Gray maybe? Try gray. Data Dev. No, I don't really use Blender. I have a lot of people in my community who do, but I don't use it myself. Got that machinery vibe. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Cool. Well, guys, I think that's where I'm going to call it for tonight. Honestly, got pretty far. I'm going to still work on this tonight. So if you guys are in the Discord, you'll probably see updates on this over the weekend. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Because I know it's Friday night, and I'm going to go make a drink. So, everybody who hung out, thank you so much tonight. Instagram, you guys are always the first to go, so I appreciate you being here. I hope you guys have a wonderful, safe weekend. Again, if you are celebrating Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day to you and your loved ones. And I will see you all live on hopefully Monday, potentially not Monday. I'll kind of update people. I need to get better at updating people when I'm going live. But I'll be live again next week. So, Instagram, thank you guys so much. You guys have a wonderful night. And no one's watching on TikTok, so I'm just going to end it. I have been watching my stats on TikTok like gradually drop, just keep dropping. So I'm like, I'm done. I'm not going to try anymore. All right, everybody, YouTube, thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. It's been a pleasure as always. Nice, bye. Have a good one. You too, Tobiah. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out. It's been a good night. I will see you all live again next week. And then Twitch hanging around because we're going to raid out. All right, let's see what we got here.